but it's like staying. It's staying. So you're giving me that, and it's just not hitting. It's just not hitting because it's bullshit.
Also, my words of encouragement and wise words of wisdom aren't doing the trick for you.
They weren't. No,
Okay.
I couldn't see it. I'm just like, no, this, because my self-worth
I've got
is
some
here.
more, by the way.
You're gonna get a kick out of the story. So I decided I was gonna try and put on my fat jeans today. And they are the biggest pair of jeans that I've ever owned. Now, I've got them before because I've hit here, but I never maintain. And I think I'm actually higher than I've ever been, but I'm too afraid to get on the scale. I'm like, I just don't, my mind does not need to know those numbers. Nope. But I put them on and I was like, oh my God, they're not going to fit. And they were tight. I'm like, oh my God. And I put them on and I was standing there with my bra and my jeans and looking down because they had like the holy jeans. So I got some holes in the thighs too.
Yeah.
And my thigh just wants to like come out like one of those like canned biscuits. Just wants to pop out. I'm like, that's not attractive. And it took me a minute staring at it to like find peace with it and just sit there and be like, okay. So I'm standing there in my bra because I was going to see what shirt I wore was going to really depend on whether I was going to put the same leggings on, because all I can wear is leggings and that's like all I've worn. But I wanted to try just to see whether it was a measure of where I got to get or what. I didn't think I was going to get them on, but I got them on. They were tight. I got them on. I said that. So I didn't have a shirt on, just standing there with my jeans and my bra and feeling the spillage. You ever put on, too tight pants and you have some body to you. You understand spillage. So I had spillage and was just looking at myself and oh my God, I was so upset. I was so upset. I just was looking like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, how are you that big? How is that? How did you let that happen to yourself? Because my worth is so tied up in it. Like, I don't see anybody else and ever think, how did you do that? How did you let? Never.
Right.
Right. But for me, I'm like, what? You are just worthless. You are worthless. You don't deserve love. You don't deserve to be here. Like there's so much attached to it and it's silly and there shouldn't be, but there is. It's also like safety. Like I've learned that people are, nicer to you when you look better. And so that means that like, that's a nice way to say it because I'll just say it. It's hard to say. My previous marriage, I noticed that when I could keep myself smaller and always have hair and makeup, that the abuse was less. It was easier for him to attack me when I look like shit, and I look like shit a lot. So I can see like all the different things, right? Like my self-image didn't start there, but that perpetuated it and that increased it. So just because something doesn't start there doesn't mean it's not a factor,
Right.
But then there was a moment, and so like feeling all these things and looking at myself. I luckily had my hair and makeup on, so just a little bit, of self-helping. Anyways, maybe that didn't matter. I was looking at my stomach and just like all the spillage, and turned and saw just like all the way. Like I've got like my back's fat now. How did like even that? Like what the fuck? And it just like something just flipped. And I was like, this means that you haven't been throwing up. And then I just like sat with that for a minute and like let that feel. And it just fueled me so much. It fueled me so much. And then it was like, oh my gosh, like my body's big and it's been here because I'm not throwing up. I'm also not taking any diet pills. I'm also not starving myself. All of these things that I'm not doing to hurt my body. And the fact that it's stayed this big, like this long, like, 'cause I realized on the scope of things, I'm not that big, but for me, I am, and I am big. It's not that I'm little and like have some delude. No, I'm big, but it's not that like, but anyways, even though it was, that's not the point. The point is like, I maintain that. So I've been being nice to my body, even if I haven't been eating the best foods, right? but I've been being nice. That means like that the fact that I'm have this weight is like, it is actually self-love. And I go like, holy, that's big. And then all of a sudden I looked different to myself. And I was like, oh, like I'm pretty, you know, there's nothing wrong with my body. And I was like looking at myself, and instead of the parts that are fat that look ugly, I was so proud of them. And I've been wearing, like, these jeans are uncomfortable and they keep falling off because I need a belt to hold them on, not because they're so big for me, but because my body keeps trying to like push them down. But I'm wearing jeans and I feel all the things. I liked my body. I almost took a picture just because I was feeling myself that much. And like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to look at that. I just want to enjoy this moment and hope this stays, because I got to be super happy and super proud of myself and see the fact that I had this weight on as me loving myself. And that was huge. I know you've been saying it, but I couldn't hear it.
So huge. It's so huge.